Broadcasting more than 2,000 games live and archived in 15 sports in over 10 counties in western Pennsylvania, as well as being the exclusive home for all the WPIHL playoffs and championships for nearly 2 decades. Anytime, anywhere, always there. We are the MSA Sports Network.
Welcome to the PIHL on MSA Sports. High school hockey at MSAsports.net is sponsored in part by Progress, by First Commonwealth Bank, by UPMC Sports Medicine, by Carlow University, by Officially Sports, by Dollar Bank, by Monticello's Italian Restaurant, and by Management Science Associates. Now let's go ringside for all the high school hockey action here on the MSA Sports Network.
Well, a very pleasant good evening. We welcome you to the Ice-O-Plex at Southpointe, where tonight we continue coverage of 2016-2017 PIHL hockey, only here on the MSA Sports Network. Tonight from Southpointe, it is a AAA matchup, and it should be a dandy as the visiting Seneca Valley Raiders take on the Canon-McMillan Big Macs. Seneca Valley off to a 1-0 start, a win over Armstrong on October 6th. 7-2 the final score, very impressive victory for the Raiders early on. Canon-Mac 1-1 start, an overtime loss to North Allegheny, and a 7-5 victory over Cathedral Prep. Those two teams played in the championship game a year ago. Along with Kevin Zielmanski and Jess Levo on camera, I'm Josh Rowntree. If you're not already watching this one, you can do so at MSAsports.net, or you can listen to it as well if that's your thing. But Kevin, really good matchup early in the season here. That's the one thing we saw a couple of years ago with the realignment. Early games that really have a lot of impact. And talking earlier with Anthony Rako, the head coach of Seneca Valley, he said, you know, you guys found out last year, everybody found out last year, these early games, they're going to turn out to be pretty pivotal. So they want to keep going. They're off to a 1-0 start, Seneca Valley. They want to keep that momentum rolling here tonight at Southpointe.
Well, that was the intended consequence when they decided to use the formula that realigns every year. And, you know, Coach Rako said the same thing to me about how he loves how the formula has generated competitive games all the time, 1- and 2-goal games. And you're right, when you have a division or a conference or a classification with 11 teams, you're going to play 20 games, and all the games are going to impact where you fall. And you'll end up seeing most of the teams that beat you or ahead of you, and the ones that you beat will be below you. So there's no easing into the season. There's no way that your players can take a look at the schedule and say, hey, we can beat them, we can take it easy here, because every game's competitive. Everybody keeps their attention. And the coaches have to be on their toes too. You have to be into it every shift and looking for an advantage and things you can exploit. And so really looking forward to this one tonight between two really skilled teams.
For Canon-McMillan, last year 8-9-3. They finished 7th in AAA. They lost in the first round to Pittsburgh Central Catholic. Lost a couple of leaders for them. Luke Lavella, their leading scorer, 17 goals, 14 assists. Connor Hartnett was their goaltender, 328 goals against. They lost him as well. They do return those scores 2 through 6. Jack Clendaniel, chief among them, with 21 points a year ago, but Christian Stewart had 19. Jake McClellan, who's off to a phenomenal start this year, their leading scorer through 2 games, 4 goals, 2 assists already, and really a top line that is a very veteran group when you talk about Jake McClellan, Jack Clendaniel, and Raymond Sylvester. Those 3 guys, seniors at the top line, they have just been terrific for Canon-Mac under first-year head coach Nick Godfrey.
Yeah, just talking with Coach Godfrey, he said he's been involved with the program for a number of years, and this is his first year as head coach. So you get to see, you know, how a new coach puts his imprint on the team. You and I are discussing they've had quite a bit of churn at the coaching position. So what kind of changes does he make? What are they trying to implement? And I think you're seeing the influence of the Penguins because both coaches are talking about speed.
Yep, absolutely. In fact, Anthony Rako, the head coach of Seneca Valley, he said, I'm taking the Mike Sullivan approach, where I want 4 lines that can play really fast, and that's obviously what worked out back in June, and it's what's working so far for these two schools this year. Seneca Valley under head coach Anthony Rako in his 5th year. Last year, 11-9-0, 6 in AAA. They lost in the first round to Cathedral Prep, who of course then went on to win the championship. They lost their leading scorer, Alex Crilly. Shane Gallus, who was 3rd in points as well. They returned Chris Lipnicki, though, who had 26 points a year ago. Just about set for puck drop, and we are underway here at Ice-O-Plex at Southpointe. It is Canon-Mac moving left to right. They're in the white home jerseys with the blue and gold trim. The vintage Penguins-esque Winter Classic jerseys, the baby blue with the blue, white sleeves, the dark blue trim for the Raiders of Seneca Valley. Canon-Mac with it behind their own net. They're going to funnel it around to Ian Hess on the near side. He tries to play it up the near side boards, and it's an outlet up ahead with it for Canon-Mac is McClellan. McClellan all the way to the net, got off a good shot, but it went just wide. The goaltenders tonight, Logan Johnson down to the right for Seneca Valley. His first action of the year as the Raiders on a break the other way. Is a centering pass. The puck's still free. Rebound, they score! Putting it home is Tyler Draper, his 3rd goal of the year, right on the doorstep. And contesting that, didn't even get a chance to set the Canon-Mac goalie, is Nico Pedro. He is not happy, saying that he was run over. The Canon-Mac bench is agreeing with him, but it was called a goal on the ice. We'll see if it does stand. Nico Pedro, his 2nd game of the year, and it is appearing that this is going to be a good goal.
Yeah, the referees had a quick conference. What happened there is Seneca Valley was able to bump it in the neutral zone, create a little bit of a 2-on-1, and then the back checker for Canon-McMillan kind of is the one that knocked down the forward going to the net for Seneca Valley, and that prevented the goalie from sliding over. Couldn't get a push across because there was a body there. And the loose man for Seneca Valley came in the right shot on the left side, and he went up high quickly from really in tight as the puck was kind of laying right around the paint area. So they had someone tracking the second guy. It was the 3rd guy that kind of skated in free and clear, and he was able to put the puck up in the top of the net and give Seneca Valley the early lead.
So a good start, 44 seconds in, the Raiders on the board. Tyler Draper, his 3rd goal of the season. Here comes Christian Stewart back the other way, bobbing and weaving. He is the son of the Penguins athletic trainer, Chris Stewart. Going back with it on the far side and getting a bump is Seneca Valley. Now it tracks back. We'll wait for the assistman. One assist on it. It's Zach Broski who will get the goal. And that makes it 1-0. So Draper from Broski at 44 seconds. It's the first goal of the game. Here's Orvitz in the slot. Good shot off. A little flick of the wrist. It just went wide on the glove side of Logan Johnson. Again, a bit untested this year is Johnson. He feeds a puck there and is able to redirect it behind the cage. Now comes back to the near side boards, and it'll be outletted out to center ice and all the way back down. We're skating back after it is Petrillo. Dominic Petrillo, defenseman, now takes it away, then lost control of the puck. It's chased down on the far side of the ice. Puck up for grabs, and it's taken down by Braden White. White, a little mini break here. He shoots, and a good save made by Pedro. Got the right blocker, it appeared, on it. Canon-Mac looking to clear it out of their own end. They do. Centered up ahead, looking for Brett Morgan. Then he got a shoulder. Puck was taken off of his stick. Here's Hess with it. Ian Hess, the defenseman. No points on the year for him so far. Again, these two teams that combined 3 games here in the early season. AAA already very competitive. Peters Township off to a 2-0 start, as is North Allegheny. Here's Hess behind the net. Good forecheck applied here, 81 in blue. That's Reese Garvin that got in there after it, and they keep it on. Here's Garvin again, turning shot from the far side, and hits a stick and goes wide. Pinch down on the near side boards right in front of the Canon-Mac bench. Now an outlet the other way. Here's Crum. Crum with it in the slot, let go of a shot. Good stick by Preston Watkiss. Now Watkiss and Crum battle in the far corner. Leads to a chance right in front. Rebound attempt. They score. Canon-Mac ties the game. A rebound right in front of the net. And Brett Morgan, I believe, is going to get credit with the goal. It looked like 77 was the one that tapped it in off his own rebound.
Yeah, Canon-McMillan had a 2-on-1, and I believe it was Crum as a left shot on the right side, went towards the middle of the ice to kind of move the goalie, and it kind of crossed up Morgan a little bit. They made it more of a one-on-one, but Morgan stayed with the play, and as the puck bounced out of the corner from Crum, Morgan took a shot. The goalie made the save there, first save by Johnson, but he stayed with it, got the rebound, and poked home a wide-open net. Again, the third or fourth guy into the zone, not collapsing down to help the goalie.
So Brett Morgan with the goal, Nathaniel Crum with the assist. Now comes back, left side circle, good shot on, blocked away as McClellan let that one go. Now a battle for it in the corner, 3 blue jerseys against 1 white. Pair of early goals here. Good answer by Canon-Mac. Some collisions as the puck is sent all the way back down, and it'll be paddled aside, skating after it with a makeshift jersey on, wearing number 4 tonight. I'm not sure who that is. Was not given to us on the roster, but they have done a tape job on the back of a blank jersey. That typically means somebody forgot theirs at home. And that's the extra. They tape a number on. Skating back with it is Lipnicki. Lipnicki behind the net, centered one. Boy, tough play there to redirect by Nico Pedro as he steered it away. Pedro, 294 goals against, 893 save percentage. And his one game that he has played this year, that was against North Allegheny. The overtime loss 3-2. Bounced back from that, though, 3 days later with a win over Cathedral Prep. Here's a shot from the right point and steered aside. And now feeding it back ahead for Canon-Mac. This is Livornia. Livornia on the far side tried to center one, no one home. Comes out to Hess at the right point. Blistering shot, hit the bar, and goes up into the netting behind the cage. A good-looking shot there by Ian Hess from the right point.
Well, the opportunities are there for Canon-McMillan in transition. Early in the game, they weren't connecting that outlet pass from the D to the forwards. And they were giving up a couple odd-man breaks because the D was pushing up and activating a little too soon. And that time they were pushed through safely and create a little opportunity, just like they did on the goal. So we're seeing early on the advantage, when you get a 2-on-1 type situation where you have a man advantage that can create the offense. So defensive of these teams got to be cautious.
Seneca Valley back with it. Bringing it ahead is Draper. He has that's 93. That is Blazewicz. Matt Blazewicz behind the cage. Collision on the far side, and steering it up ahead now with it is Livornia. Livornia still on the ice. Brings it the right-handed play. Goes towards the net. Puck free for a moment right in front of the goalkeeper and Johnson. Seneca Valley comes away with it. Up ahead. This is Murphy. Murphy going to cross the blue line. Left-handed shooter drops it off. Sends it to Watkiss. Watkiss behind the cage. Tried to put one back out in front, then went up to the slot to Nick Rabel. Good dancing with the puck here by Watkiss. Let go of it on the backhand. Goes over to the corner where it's redirected back to the far side. Trying to poke one up ahead. It's Canon-Mac, and it ended up being turned over. Now this one is lofted up and is going to hit the boards and stay in place. Hess was just trying to clear the zone. Man falls down. That's Garvin. Reese Garvin lost an edge. Now it's back to Hess. Hess redirects one off the glass and coming out of the net. Boy, that one took a wicked redirect here as Morgan gets it in the high slot. Johnson came out of the net, and that puck hit one of the stanchions, one of the separators between the panes of glass, and redirected right in front of the goal mouth. This one lobbed back down and fending it off, and the shot by Rabel is Pedro. Canon-Mac looking to escape with it, but it's turned over. Preston Watkiss took it away. Now he battles forward at center ice, and it comes free to O'Shell. O'Shell on the backhand. Clinton O'Shell on the near side corner. It's redirected back behind the cage. Bryce Corner in after it for Seneca Valley. They'll lob it up ahead. 2-on-1 potentially developing here. Coming down the right side. Shot on, just missing the cage, is Giovanni Sarachin. 3 assists for him in their first game. Did not score, but was their leading point getter in that game. Puck comes free, then nearly turned over. It is turned over, in fact. Canon-Mac will play it out of there. Right side point shot. Redirects a couple of times on the shot by Watkiss. Preston Watkiss let it go. Now he tries to fend it and keep it alive, but he's offsides as the puck came free of the attacking zone. And then it's turned over. Taking it away is Shields. Shields, right side, scores! Ryan Shields will get credit with the goal. Took the puck away. It's going to be unassisted. He stole it, walked it in from the right circle, and let a low shot go right past the goaltender in Pedro. And, excuse me, that is Anthony Crugnali in that, not Pedro, unless he's wearing a different number. I did not see them change goaltenders. We were told that it was Pedro.
Yeah, we were told it was Pedro, but that is 30.
So Crugnali in that.
Crugnali. Little switcheroo on us for some reason.
Either way, it is a goal for Ryan Shields.
Yeah, just careless with the puck there to the unnamed defenseman that's wearing the jersey with the taped on number that we can't identify. He just was between the top of the circle and the blue line and didn't protect the puck well enough. Good forecheck there by Shields, and he gets rewarded with the easy goal.
Played back down as Crugnali will fend it off. Interesting, I talked to Nick Godfrey. He said, yeah, we're going with Pedro. He's our starter, and he'll be the guy in net. But looking down there, and that's why I said Pedro a couple of times so far, but that is Anthony Crugnali, who has not played this year, and Anthony Butka, who has also played this year, not back there either. Here's a shot steered aside by Crugnali. Shot from the right point. That one whistles by.
It's interesting because he's talked about the goalie playing for S-Mark, and that would be their colors on the pads. So I'm not sure if they had to switch the goalies, but it looks like they both have their names on, so Crugnali it is.
Coming down the right side, shot low, redirected as Lipnicki let it go. Boy, this game back and forth right now, end to end. Lobbed all the way back down. It'll go behind the cage. Where stepping out is Logan Johnson. You're standing. Can you see, is there who's on the bench goaltender-wise?
The assistant coach is blocking the view of the backup goaltender there. I'm going to have to. It is not Pedro, it's Butka. Down to the left there.
Maybe
Pedro's not here.
A no-show, yeah. Down the left side, shot on, hit the side of the cage, just letting it go was Livornia. I talked to Nick Godfrey about 25 minutes before the puck drop. As this shot is on, it's high, and it'll be fielded by Watkiss. Unless they made a change early after that first goal.
No, he was in goal.
But yeah,
that got the number 30 with the red-white pads was in goal for the first one, so that is Crugnali. He told me the same thing, so I don't know.
And that was, what, 10 minutes before?
Yeah, I don't know if there's some gamesmanship with us, but I mean, not that we care. We're just trying to be accurate. Anyway, Canon-McMillan is getting caught. They're allowing too many odd man rushes, so they got to be careful here. It's one thing to play fast and activate, but you can't be careless, and they're giving up way too many odd man rushes.
Seneca Valley with the early lead. All even strength goals. I've noticed early in the year here, Kevin, just looking at some scores from the AAA games, a lot more scoring early in the year. And maybe it's just style of play hasn't exactly caught up, but it seems that there's a lot more scoring being done early in the season than what we saw at the end of last year for sure.
Well, my initial thought on that would be teams are still trying to get together as a team, and team defense suffers.
Look out, nearly springing ahead here was Bryce Corner, but it'll go long off his blade and down for first icing. We have not had many stoppages in this game, but there is one. 6:12 to go. It's 2-1 Seneca Valley in the lead. Goals by Tyler Draper and Ryan Shields. It was bookended a goal by Brett Morgan for Canon-Mac.
The other thought on that could be the goaltending is not good, but we haven't seen enough games yet to make that determination.
Yeah. So far, I wouldn't say that it's necessarily been bad goaltending.
No.
Pretty good offensive play as this puck is left off. Good shot on, and Crognally got to that one. Boy, that was a tough shot. A man fell down in front of the net. A bump down as laying a shoulder was McClendon. McClendon over on the far side again lays a hit on to 12 in blue. That's Rabel. Now stepping free is Clendaniel. Here he is again. Tried to center one on the backhand, but no one was home. Clendaniel, a champion of 2015. Canon-Mac Penn's Cups in 2012 and 2015. Seneca Valley has not won one yet. Still in search of their first.
You have to think it'd be a matter of time, Josh, with all the players coming through that school system.
Yeah, absolutely. That not only the players, but the facilities that they have up that way. Coming free with it on the backhand, shot on, in between the pads, puck still free. As Crognally able to keep it out somehow. Now a turnaround, Crognally is all off his angle here. He is just diving around the crease, trying to keep it alive. It looks like he has a problem with his pads here as he picks up his stick and comes all the way back down to the other end. Shot by Canon-Mac goes wide. Petrillo let that one go. Dominic Petrillo on the half slapper. That's fed up ahead. Walking in with it is Lipnicki. Shot to the near side and wide.
Too easy, that shot. There was no contesting that shot at all on the defense or the first forward back.
Far side of the rink, turning and spinning and firing a pass up ahead is Zach Broski. He has an assist tonight. Down the near side with it is Murphy. Tyler Murphy behind the cage, looking to center one, and that one sticked up high and away. But it seems like Canon-Mac having some problems in front of their own net right now. There's a lot of bodies in blue jerseys standing at the front of the cage.
Right. They're going with numbers, and they're not getting help. The three forwards are concentrating on getting out of the zone, and no one's helping in front, and they're getting outnumbered in the slot area.
Puck comes free back to center ice. Picking it up is Bryce Corner. He'll just dump it in. Stepping out is Crognally to play it. Again, his first action of the year. So both goaltenders seeing their first game this season. Apologies to Anthony Crognally. We just went off what we were told, and shame on us. We should have verified the number before we started calling out his name.
True.
This is behind the cage, Rabel. Rabel, the captain of this Raiders bunch. First side of the ring, played up ahead. Now stepping back in his own zone is Jonathan Flaw.
Nice.
Yeah, good touch pass up ahead. Stepping out with it is Watkins. Then he gets bumped off. Nicely done there by Hess. Been very impressed, though, early on with Hess. He's made a couple of nice plays, including that one there. And here he comes again to lay his shoulder into the back of Sarah Sheen.
But that time he had help. There was his partner was back, his first forward was back, so he could step up, and if he missed, he had some support.
Oh, huge collision. Sarah Sheen gets decked by Hess right in front of the Canon-Mac bench. Well, he got laid out at full speed. Sarah Sheen, though, credit him, he hopped right back up.
That's what you like to see.
Stayed in the play. In fact, he's still out there right now wearing what I'm guessing is a very popular number, 87. Puck comes around to the near side. It'll be dumped over cross rink. There's Sarah Sheen with it. He plays it quickly up ahead, and it's dumped back out the center ice. Boy, coming out of nowhere after the puck is Garvin. And play stopped. Offsides, I believe.
Garvin came flying off the bench there, almost able to sneak behind the defenseman. In that situation, you need communication from the people on the bench, whether that's players or coaches and your partner, because that right defenseman had no idea he was coming behind him.
Dump back down into Canon-Mac territory. Nice crowd on hand here. Early season matchup. A little quiet in here right now, but folks have gotten loud 3 times at least. The 2-1 score.
Yeah, we're under 90 seconds, so it's been a fast, as you cited, there's only been about 5 stoppages.
Cross ice dump in there by Robert Shields.
Good pinch and cover. Good high positioning by 23 for Seneca Valley on a forward position. Robert Shields also scored today. Bang.
Right in front, and it goes in. Great centering pass, and I think Shields is going to get credit for this one. This is the other Shields, Robert. He's going to get it. We'll wait on the official scoring. Couldn't see off the redirect there, but he looked to be the man to get it. He was out there with his brother Ryan.
Okay, I got the brothers mixed up there. So let's.
Well, they were both out there on that.
So let's walk through that. Robert Shields was the F3, the high forward, and the defenseman pinches down the right board. So Robert Shields does a nice job of covering the point, and that allows Shields to keep the puck in, which keeps possession, and then he goes right down the slot for the goal, or opportunity, and he buries it for the goal.
Now an outlet up ahead, a chance here with 40 seconds to play. Down the right side, Lipnicki letting it go, and it'll be defended off wide. Crugnali, seeing his first action of the year, has been in for a tough first period. 30 seconds to play. So it is Robert Shields from Ryan Shields and Andrew Chisano. This play is stopped with 11.1 here in the period. Well, the Shields family very happy so far in this one. Their team up 3-1 and have accounted for 3 points so far. Good shot from the left side by Murphy, just outside of that left circle, let it go, and good save made there as well by Crugnali. Two seconds to play in the period. It'll be dumped back out and go all the way back down, but the buzzer sounds, and that's the end of one period here from Ice-O-Plex at Southpointe. Very impressive first 17 minutes by Seneca Valley. They lead Canon-Mac 3-1. After the first period of play, we'll bring you the second period. After these words, you're listening to PIHL Hockey or watching PIHL Hockey 2016 only here on the MSA Sports Network.
Right now, when you refer a friend to open a new personal or business checking account at First Commonwealth Bank, you can earn a generous cash reward. It doesn't even have to be a friend. Could be a relative. Could be a Bruins fan. Could be that guy over there with the weird hair thing going on. It doesn't matter. Refer anyone to open an account, and it will really pay off for you. They'll even get a cash reward themselves, no matter who they root for. First Commonwealth Bank, member FDIC. Learn more at a local branch or visit fcbanking.com.
When looking to replace your athletic field, choose ProGrass, first in turf. ProGrass has installed over 500 fields in the U.S. Getting the best artificial turf for your field depends on both the product and the partner you choose. That's why architects, athletic directors, and players choose the ProGrass Performance System. ProGrass maintains an active presence in the synthetic turf industry as members of the Sports Turf Management Association and the American Sports Builder Association, and is proud to be recognized as the FIFA preferred manufacturer. Call ProGrass today, 866-270-6003, or visit them on the web at www.progressturf.com. ProGrass, first in turf.
The team at UPMC Sports Medicine doesn't just rebuild wrists and knees. They build better athletes. Athletes at every level who want to get stronger and faster and prevent injuries. Fact is, no other sports medicine program in the region is more experienced when it comes to treating, training, and inspiring athletes. UPMC, the official healthcare provider of the Penguins, Steelers, and you. Find out more at upmcsportsmedicine.com.
Back underway here with period number 2 from the Ice-O-Plex in Southpointe. 3-1 the score. Seneca Valley in the lead here on the road at Canon-Mac after 17 minutes in the books. Along with Kevin Zielmanski, I'm Josh Rowntree, Jess Levo on the camera here tonight. Shots after a period, 18-9 in favor of the Raiders of Seneca Valley. They really kind of controlled play there as that period went on, got 3 goals to show for it. turn the puck over. Here's Sylvester, and Canon-Mac kind of caught off guard there. They get a 2-on-1. It's coming back the other way, and a good shot on by Clendaniel. Good save made, though, by Logan Johnson. Still Crognally down in the net to our right, as Clendaniel not happy with himself as he skates over to the bench.
So not a good decision there by the defenseman, Jonathan Flaw, for Seneca Valley. It was a 3-on-2 in the neutral zone. He stepped up, took out the man, which erased those two guys and left a 2-on-1 odd man rush. You can't step up unless you have back-checking help.
Shot by Hess on a slapper from the right side, was blocked away by Tyler Murphy. It skipped over to the far corner, now reverses back to the near side. Coming back after it is Krieger, and played to the side of the net, and right there on top of it is Crognally.
Well, good forechecking pressure there. It didn't even require any physical play. He just skated hard onto the defenseman. The defenseman just didn't turn well and lost the puck, and he was able to turn around and hit the trailing forward for a good shot and offensive zone faceoff.
Turnaround shot is sticked aside as Tyler Murphy let that one go. It's backhanded up off the boards. All the way back down. Good skate on here by Livornia. Livornia backs out of there and then gives it off to Hess. Hess shot from the right side, and that is held on to by Logan Johnson. Seems like Johnson's starting to get stronger as this game goes on. We've seen him make already here early in this period, just 15:43 to go, a couple of pretty big saves.
Yeah, he did well there. Canon-McMillan did well on the offensive attack. They had the puck low, drew everyone down, then they moved it from low to high to the point man, which they did. And Logan was right out with his heels on the creases, which is exactly where he should be, and easily made that save very calmly, no rebound.
Sarah Sheen one-touched it up ahead, and this is White. White lost control of the biscuit. It's coming back. Morgan with it. He reverses and spins back into his own zone, fires it across. And stepping up and banking one off the boards, Zorvitz. Orvitz 3 assists in their first 2 games for the defenseman. He's a good one, been around this program for a little while now. Fight for it on the far side, and finally it's taken out of there.
Great idea. It was just a tough passing angle to Morgan. It was too straight ahead.
Orvitz on the far side, boy, man went low. That was Sarashine, put himself kind of in a bad spot.
Yeah, terrible spot, yeah.
And nearly went head first into the boards. I think Orvitz actually kind of let up on him when he saw him go down a little bit.
Yeah, and I think that's what the orange stripe near the boards is supposed to help the players with that. So I think it happened exactly as you said, and I think it helped there. He did ease up on him. It could have been a nasty hit.
You might be able to see it on the camera feed. The rink all the way around has, Kevin, you might know how wide it is exactly, but it looks to be about a foot and a half.
Yeah, I don't remember the exact dimensions. It's probably about 2 feet, 3 feet. And it's put in play because the most dangerous part of the ice is about 2-3 feet away from the boards. When you get hit and you move forward, just enough for your torso to go forward, and then your head hits and it snaps back. So it's if you play, you know it's the most dangerous area in USA Hockey. Implored the facilities to put in that orange stripe so that the kids have an indicator on the ice to know how close they are.
This one of the few facilities that has actually done that.
Right.
It's a good save moments ago by Crognally on the shot by Robert Shields, who has a goal already. Now a break up ahead, stepping up with it. Good toe drag move, backhander coming through the slot. Really nifty play there by Jack Clendaniel. A lot of skill in that play. He had that puck on the right side and just dragged it right into his backhand in the slot. That was nifty.
Yeah, he was moved over covering the point at the center point. He was able to get to the right wing side, which is where he was playing, and chase that puck down in the neutral zone. And as the defenseman came back, nice little toe drag move around them. And waited maybe a half second too long to let the goalie adjust, but it was still a nice skillful move there.
14 minutes to play here in period 2. There's a turnover, walking in, and a backhand attempt by McClellan, and holding on is Logan Johnson. Well, he has been active here in the last couple of minutes. A couple of good turnovers produced by Canon-Mac.
Yeah, nice pass from Clendaniel to McClellan, but as a left shot deep on the left side, he had no angle, so Might have been better if Clandenia would have shot that, maybe generated a rebound because he was in a high slot.
It seemed like he tried to maybe just force one through the 5-hole with his backhand. Now stepping up is Lipnicki, lost an edge. Tries to go around a man, gets it to the cage, shot off the side of the net. Now he battles with it in the near side corner, trying to step free and then gets hammered into the boards. The man that hit him was Nathan Kiger. Kiger on the roster as number 13, but wearing 15 tonight, I believe that is him. Stepping free is Draper. Draper with the first goal of the game. Comes into the left circle, gets rid of a shot on the doorstep. Good save made as Lipnicki had a chance at it, but Krignali right there. Cross ice shot off the deflection. Goes high and wide as Draper let that one go. Now Draper back in the slot with it, lost control of it. Fighting for it is Clendaniel. Clendaniel finally, the captain of the Big Macs, will step free with it. He brings a rush up ahead. Kiger goes off for a change. Clendaniel right around a man through the left circle, and he gets knocked off his skates behind the cage. Broski got into him, and then penalty called here.
Yeah, he didn't like that hit, and he kind of put the stick into the defenseman there, Broski, and Clendaniel is going to go to the box. And they're never happy as he pushes the lever to get into the box. So we're going to have our first power play opportunity tonight, Josh. What's that, 4:21 into the second period.
Yeah, been a pretty clean game. I didn't think it was a bad hit. They are, well, actually, they're going to put both of them in the box. Broski went as well, so no power play coming. It will be 5-on-5 as Broski went as well, so there must have been a little retaliation in there as well.
So I saw the retaliation with Daniel's stick, so the original one must have been on Broski.
We will await the word. And it seems early on like Clendaniel pretty frustrated. We've seen him slam the stick a couple of times, then kind of the retaliation on the takedown there. And
yeah, behavior you don't want to see from your senior captain. He's got to be the one that's composed and composing his teammates. So hopefully he will realize that with time in the box, and he'll come out in better shape for it. Nice.
Puck stolen away. Stepping out with it is Rip. Rip got hit as he let one go from the high slot. Rebound attempt from the far side. That one skated through Christian Stewart. Let that one go. Now here's Stewart again behind the net, just trying to funnel it towards the front of the cage, and it's sticked aside. Petrillo goes cross ice. Roughing is the call on Broski.
And then the slash retaliation, which is the one I saw after I looked up there.
There's a shot on that one, hit a stick as Orovitz let that one go on the high slot. Skating over and getting to it is Watkiss on the far side. Here is Noah Watkiss. Goal and an assist already this season. He drops one off. Good leave there. Good fire on the play by Blazewicz, looking for his first point of the season.
Ken and Mac need to be a little tighter in that line change there. Gave Seneca a good opportunity on that rush.
Now turning play to the side of the net. Boy, good backhand there as that one just went wide. Nice looking play right in front of the cage. And that one was Trottier. That's Christian Trottier out there. He is the son, of course, of Brian Trottier, former NHLer.
So, Josh, we're 23 minutes in, and it just occurred to me that we have seen very, very few, if any, dump-ins. It's been a lot of carrying on the rush. You know, we talked in the open about the speed and the influence of the Penguins, and I think that's another illustration of that. There aren't a lot of dump-ins today.
We have, you're right, now that you bring it up, only here and there, and a lot of them have, you know, haven't been exactly dump-ins. They've just kind of been misplays almost that have just played the puck in long.
Very few. There was a cross-corner one, and there was a couple attempts at pushing it long to a forward or like an overlap that maybe is just hit a little too hard. And that's an indirect pass off the boards to a cutter behind it.
It'd be interesting to see another team that calls this rink home, Peters Township. They always rely very heavily on the dump and the forecheck. That was a staple of their game. I saw them a couple years ago, and they, to this day, one of the best teams I've seen at doing just that in high school hockey. Stepping out with it is Rabel. He will dump it down. Excuse me, that's Shields out there. Robert Shields. It's turned over.
Yeah, it was a great play. It was an organized dump, and they beat him to the puck with speed, but just a careless blind backhand pass to the slot creates a breakout for Canon-McMillan. So you got to take a look. If you don't have it, you got to attack that puck at a better angle where you can curl up the boards or around the net. But you have to hear your line mate calling for that. You just can't blindly throw it there. That used to be one of my pet peeves, starting the other team's breakout.
Offsetting penalties have expired, so both Clendaniel and Broski come out of the box. Went right to the bench, both of them. Clendaniel actually back in the play. He's out there on the ice.
Yeah, just delivered that hit.
Goes back out to the left point. This is Corner with it. Corner will play it back down, but then it's stolen away. Puck up for grabs. Clendaniel with it.
Seneca D are doing a nice job at the point, keeping in the puck.
And now the puck comes free. Stepping back is Clendaniel. Stays on side, left off for McClellan. He let a shot go, but good save on it by Johnson.
I see a Cathedral Prep jacket behind us, Josh. Must be Prep and Peters later tonight here. Is that accurate?
That could be. Would have to look that up. I do know that Seneca Valley, their next game is at home against Prep. And of course, Canon-Mac just played them.
That's a rough start for Prep, a 9 o'clock game.
Oof.
If that's true.
I'll have to look it up.
Good defense there by Canon-Mac.
Stolen away, and Seneca Valley able to keep it alive. They lead 3-1. Just over 9 minutes to play here in period number 2. Here's Rip. Rip lost control. Stolen back away. Good move there. Coming through the slot. Good backhand play on by Lipnicki. Chris Lipnicki, the leading returning scorer for this Seneca Valley bunch. Livornia got knocked off his skates by the other 98. That's William Diamond. Low shot on, hit a skate, goes up to the end boards, and now coming back, Seneca Valley 3-on-1. Here's Lipnicki. Lipnicki, as Orvitz tries to get back, and he does nicely. Good hustle there by Jay Orvitz. It's directed to the far side. Stepping up and playing it will be Frankie Rotello. Rotello, good dump in. Johnson swings it back to the far side.
Nice.
Now off to Hess. Hess drive. That one misses the cage. Good looking shot there by Hess. Now stepping back with it is Murphy.
Good stick there.
Cross ice to Rotello.
I don't have a 15 on Seneca, do you?
I believe it's 15 on Seneca. I do not either. It's funny, I always thoroughly go over the rosters with the coaches, but this early in the year, they might.
Kiger, 13,
Yeah, it is
wearing
Kiger.
15.
That's for Canon-Mac, you said?
Yes, sorry.
Okay.
Canon-Mac.
Yeah, Kiger was in 13 wearing 15. Now, puck turned over, losing an edge, and now here's Blazewicz. But then he coughed it right back up. Morgan with it. Oh boy, knee-on-knee collision. Morgan was able to keep his skates after he collided with Watkiss. And I think Watkiss is going to get a penalty here. He is. And it's going to be a kneeing call. 7:11 to play here in the period. 9:49 the time of the Seneca Valley penalty.
So he did his job in terms of when you're that forward back in front of the D, which would be F3 high in the offensive zone, F1 back. If anyone cuts towards the middle, you want to hit them, but he just kind of lost the angle and tried to deliver the shoulder, ended up delivering an extended knee a little bit. So first look at the Big Max power play.
Kneeing the call on Watkiss. So let's see what this Canon-Mac penalty, or a power play has, so far this year, 2 power play goals, both by Christian Stewart. And a lot of speed coming through the zone here is Clendaniel. Loses it behind the net, stolen away. Will they get it out? No, it's kept alive by McClelland at the right point. Now back over to Clendaniel, to Stewart. On the near side half boards, then it's sent back out to Orvitz. Over, right side shot. Good save made by Johnson.
Yeah, good angle there.
McClelland let that one rip. And it's all the way back down.
Good positioning by Johnson.
A minute to go.
I think you caught it earlier, Josh. You can see some frustration in Clendaniel.
This team has trailed 3-1 for some time now. Here's Clendaniel from the left circle, fanned on the shot, then got it free. Backhand attempt by Livornia, and it'll be taken all the way back down the ice. Orvitz will have to step back for it, pressuring him from behind is Murphy. Back to Clendaniel right in front of the Seneca Valley bench on his own blue line. I don't know if he's tired or just kind of...
It's both. He didn't get back to help there. One defenseman was retrieving that puck, and it was a one-on-one, and you can't have that on a power play breakout. He needs an outlet, and Clendaniel was just kind of drifting. He needs to get off.
Here's McClelland. Good shot on, just high, over the catching mitt of Logan Johnson, who has played well. His first action of the year. Of course, a 2-goalie system, not anything new to Seneca Valley. They've had a couple of good goaltenders throughout the years. There's a good shot by White. Hit a stick on the way through and then slammed on the far side with Sarah Sheen. Well, he has met the ice several times here, the boards as well.
They have a hand pass.
Hand pass is going to be the call. Yeah, the Seneca Valley lost, in addition to Alex Crilly, their leading scorer, Shane Gallus, their 3rd leading scorer. They also lost Connor Williams, Luke Villela, and their goaltender, who split time with Dylan Sloat, who's still on the team, Melissa Peterson, one of the better female goaltenders that we have seen in the PIHL. Really one of the better goaltenders we've seen, period, regardless of gender. She had a great run 2 years ago. The numbers weren't as good last year, but she was one of the top goaltenders in all of AAA a couple of years ago. She has since moved on. Far side, Rotello let one go, hit a stick, and it'll go up into the netting.
And so as you read those graduated players for Seneca Valley, I give you an opportunity. The assistant coach is Eric Gallus, and he said his son Shane is listening up at Michigan State tonight and wanted us to recognize that. So hey, Shane. Go Sparty.
Sparty on, Shane.
They're having a little rough time on the gridiron recently, but hockey season started.
Off the draw, one straight back, and a good-looking shot there by Clendaniel as he let that one go just outside of the right circle. And another impressive save. Johnson's squaring up very well in this game.
He's really right in position. He's not real tall, but he's out on the paint. I learned from a goalie coach, he called him a Picasso goalie if they're in the paint too much, and he's got his back heels on the crease where he should be. I'm not an expert in that position, but I really like his positioning so far today. He's very square, very calm.
Nice looking play there by McClelland to get free with it for a second, then lost control of the puck, and now Watkiss back with it. Watkiss trying to dangle around a man, lost control of it eventually. Hess was able to stay with him.
Nice play by Hess. Again, a good check. Good one-on-one play. He's done it quite often today.
Now he'll step back and retrieve the puck in his own zone. Banks one off the boards on the far side. 3.5 minutes to play here in period number 2. It is 3-1 the score in favor of Seneca Valley here on the road, looking to go to 2-0. Rabel down the left side, centered one, bounced up in the air, and then came free. Rabel circling around, gets it back. On the backhand, centered it across, stolen by Krieger. He will look and send one out to the far side. Good shot on, and that one banks to the near side boards.
Gonna have a penalty.
Penalty taken here in the left circle. As Livornia was run into.
It's going to be Flaw.
Jonathan Flaw going to head off. 14:01 the time of the penalty. Well, Canon-Mac 0 for 1 on the power play so far. It's their second chance in the last 5 minutes here. Did you get the penalty? Did you happen to see what it was?
I did not see that. I was waiting for the call.
It just looked like an open ice collision, but must have been something done. Here's Kiger. Kiger, high slot, goes to the near side with it to the half boards. This is Orvitz. Orvitz dancing back out into open ice. Kiger with it. Looking all around. And he banks one back behind the cage, and it's stolen by Sarah Sheen, or by Corner, excuse me, and it's sent all the way back down.
Canon-Mac running an umbrella. Seneca Valley really executing the diamond against that, popping out nicely on the sides.
Cross-checking is the call. Makes sense for the vicinity that penalty was taken and the crowd reaction as well.
I think he was probably down on the ice and they gave him a little extra shot.
Kiger, left point, goes across ice, no one home. McClellan will step to it. Stepping up, good shot, hit a skate on the way through, blocked by Corner and sent back out. 50 seconds to go on the power play. A penalty to Jonathan Flaw. We saw no penalties but 4 goals in the first period. No goals but 4 penalties here in the second.
It's all about balance, Josh.
Got to get the black ink and the red ink on the paper. Here's Clendaniel with it. Good shot on, just high over the right shoulder of Johnson. Now Clendaniel, left side circle. Let one go. Puck high in the air, bounces into the slot, and then comes free back out to Hess. Hess straddles the blue line, keeps it alive to Clendaniel. Back down to McClellan. McClellan spins with it, but lost control. Rabel stole it. Now Rabel still with the puck, and he's being swarmed by 3 white jerseys down there. He's trying to kill time. It came free back out into the left circle, and it's dumped up the near side to Clendaniel, but he can't control it, and it comes out to Hess. The penalty is over. A minute to go in the period. 0 for 2 now is Canon-Mac on the man advantage.
Yeah, they did a decent job moving the puck up high. They had some opportunities in the umbrella, but they're taking the long shots, which if I'm Coach Rako, that's what I want. And Johnson's making the save, and there's just not the conversion on the goal crease to get the rebounds. And Seneca Valley's doing a nice job clearing it easily. So Canon-Mac could use a little more traffic and a little bit of more timing at arriving when those shots get to the goalie.
56.4 seconds on the clock as the faceoff comes in the right circle to the left of the goaltender, Crignali. Crignali's been a little bit quiet of late. Haven't seen much out of him the last few minutes. Clendaniel brought it down, lost an edge. Livornia picked it up, tried to center, but Morgan was crashing, couldn't get there in time. Now Lipnicki with it. Lipnicki 2-on-2 into the right circle. A lot of speed for him as he backs it back out. Good skating there, and then got slammed into the near side boards in the corner. Another hit after that as Clendaniel took a shot. Morgan will play it up ahead to Livornia. Livornia with it. He's 1-on-4 dancing through the zone, but lost control of it, then nearly stolen away. It is stolen by Clendaniel. Shot on, glove save made by Logan Johnson. 11.2 to go on the stopped clock.
Opportunity here for an offensive zone face-off. As you mentioned 11 seconds ago, you're down 2. Trying to get something organized here. Hopefully you have a couple plays you could draw upon something for one of your lines here. Although they got a left shot on the left side, I'm not sure who they went forward. It was won by the defensive center there.
In the corner, they try to get one in front. Puck still free, jamming at it. It's still loose. Finally stepping up, Canon-Mac. Trottier got to it. And the horn will sound, some pushing and shoving after the whistle as Hess got into it a bit.
Murphy didn't like something and went out towards Hess.
And Watkins mixing it up in there as well. Not sure if any penalties will come of this, but That does take us to the end of period number 2. No scoring in 17 minutes, and it remains 3-1. Seneca Valley in the lead as we head to intermission here at Ice-O-Plex at Southpointe. We'll be back in a moment. We'll talk about what we've seen so far and look at this AAA standings early in this 2016-2017 season. You're listening and watching to PIHL High School Hockey only here on the MSA Sports Network.
People ask what drives me. It's the respect I have for my opponents, the trust I have in my teammates, a coach who treats me with dignity, and a university that has faith in me on and off the field. That's what keeps me focused, why I practice harder, play my heart out. I play to win. I play for Carlo. Tell us your story using #WhatDrivesYou. Carlo University, a proud sponsor of the MSA Sports Network.
Monticello's Italian restaurant has been serving the Pittsburgh community for over 34 years. With over 5 northern locations, there is one near you. Monticello's has been named the best pizza, best hoagies, and best Italian restaurant by the Tribune Review for 3 years in a row. Stop in at Monticello's restaurant before or after your high school football game and mention that you heard us on the MSA Sports Network and receive a large traditional cheese pizza and 4 soft drinks for $12.99. For the complete menu and additional information, go to Monticello's.com. Monticello's, a Pittsburgh favorite. Log on every Wednesday night at 7 for the latest high school football news during this week in the WPIHL here on the MSA Sports Network. Join Don Rebel and other members of the MSA Sports team as they visit with WPIHL football coaches, plus they run down the upcoming schedule and preview the weekend's top high school football games. That's this week in the WPIHL, every Wednesday at 7 p.m. this fall, only on the MSA Sports Network.
Officially Sports is your one-stop shop for all your officiating needs. If you need a shirt, jacket, pants, shoes, whistles, etc., Officially Sports has it all, and they are the sole licensed supplier for the Pennsylvania Interscholastic Athletic Association. Officially Sports also provides custom bags and apparel to help promote your officials' association. Mention this ad and receive free shipping until November 1st. Order online at www.officiallysports.com or call 1-800-934-4555. That's 1-800-934-4555. Call today.
Right now, when you refer a friend to open a new personal or business checking account at First Commonwealth Bank, you can earn a generous cash reward. It doesn't even have to be a friend. Could be a relative. Could be a Bruins fan. Could be that guy over there with the weird hair thing going on. It doesn't matter. Refer anyone to open an account and it will really pay off for you. They'll even get a cash reward themselves, no matter who they root for. First Commonwealth Bank, member FDIC. Learn more at a local branch or visit fcbanking.com.
Make sure to follow the MSA Sports Network on social media this season for breaking news, scores, links to our articles, and much more. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/MSA Sports and get in on the conversation with thousands of local sports fans. Follow us on Twitter at MSA Sports and check out our YouTube channel, MSA Sports WPIHL, for hundreds of video interviews with local student athletes, game highlights, and more. Whether it's Twitter, Facebook, or our websites, MSA Sports is the place to go for high school sports in Western Pennsylvania.
When looking to replace your athletic field, choose ProGrass, first in turf. ProGrass has installed over 500 fields in the U.S. Getting the best artificial turf for your field depends on both the product and the partner you choose. That's why architects, athletic directors, and players choose the ProGrass Performance System. ProGrass maintains an active presence in the synthetic turf industry as members of the Sports Turf Management Association and the American Sports Builder Association, and is proud to be recognized as the FIFA preferred manufacturer. Call ProGrass today, 866-270-6003, or visit them on the web at www.progressturf.com. ProGrass, first in turf.
People.
Back here on the MSA Sports Network, Josh Rowntree along with Kevin Zielmanski as we are at the Ice-O-Plex at Southpointe. This facility, the longtime practice home of the Pittsburgh Penguins before they built their beautiful complex up in Cranberry. And Penguins, we talked a little bit about the kind of philosophy and teams maybe modeling their style off of what the Penguins did this year. They will drop the puck officially Thursday night on the new season. I have to brag a little bit. Sunday night, I got to spend a little bit of time with an old friend, Lord Stanley.
Nice.
And it was great. That's always a treat to get to hang out with the greatest trophy in sports. And that's a big deal. And the Cup coming back to Pittsburgh, everybody saw what happened in the early 90s with Lemieux and how the game was how the game became so popular here in Pittsburgh right after Lemieux. The rinks popped up everywhere. And then there was not necessarily a lull, but when Crosby and Malkin and that crew came in, it all started up again, and it seemed like interest in the game started growing even more. And, it's been, it was 7 years in between Cups and now another one. And now a whole new generation got involved in that playoff run and that Cup run, and they'll get to celebrate the banner being raised and get involved in high school and youth hockey, and it's good for the game. And that's one thing you talk to people about. It's when the Penguins do well, it's very good for the game here locally.
Yeah, there's definitely peaks and valleys, and I've had that conversation with the local Mid-Am registrar. He was tracking the movement of the players, and we had names for the Lemieux effect and the Crosby effect, but in between there, the valley was the days where the Penguins were awful. But
nearly went away. Yeah.
Right. Well, not that side of it, but on the ice, you almost need to be awful, because being awful allowed them to draft Fleury, then Malkin, then Crosby, Stahl, Letang in the second round, and that's typically how you have to build a hockey team. Very few, except maybe the Red Wings, were able to continually pluck some Europeans to keep they're talking about their 25-year playoff streak potentially ending this year. So hockey, you need that transcendent star, and you only usually get those if you're at the top of the draft. So that valley that we mentioned was bad for local hockey, and it was bad for the business of the Penguins because they weren't selling as many tickets. But it helped to eventually birth the Cup champions in 09 and then 16. I guess no one really would have thought it would have been 7 year span in between Cups. Everyone thought it was going to be easy, but it's never easy to win that trophy. So it's cool that you got a chance to spend some time with it. I had my night. When I skipped, you and I were discussing doing Friday night games. I had to skip a Friday because I got invited to someone's day with the Cup, so that was kind of cool in mid-September. So,
yeah, it's a lot of fun. We have a good one going on here at Southpointe's Ice-O-Plex as the Zamboni's still out on the ice. We'll recap the scoring for you. Do you have it?
I do.
Okay, go for it. I've been talking enough.
Yeah, usually when I do the hockey games, the play-by-play guy takes a little breather, and I'll do the scoring recap. So 44 seconds into the game, and Seneca Valley strikes first. I guess I should write the team that scored next to it so I can have a better idea. It was Tyler Draper from Zachary Broski, and just like that, Seneca was up. The goalie, Crugnali, thought maybe he was interfered with as he tried to slide across, but the goal stood. And in 3:06 of the first, Canon-McMillan was able to tie it. It was 77 Brent Morgan from Nathaniel Crum. So it was then 1-1. 7:58 into the first period. It was an unassisted goal by giveaway. Ryan Shields was able to convert that turnover into a goal as he walked in from right around the top of the circles, what we refer to as the ladies' tees, kind of unimpeded, and he buried it to the stick side, and that made it 2-1. And then it was a good team play there. The pinching defenseman kept the puck inside the offensive zone. Robert Shields, Ryan's brother, was able to cover on a pinching cover. Puck went down low, where a couple of his line mates were able to move the puck to Robert coming down the slot. So at 15:58, it was Robert Shields from Ryan Shields and Andrew Chisano. That left it at 3-1 at the end of one. Shots on goal were 18-9. No scoring in the second. We had 4 penalties. And I did not hear the announcement for shots. Did you catch that?
I did. I got it. Shots In the first period, 18 for Seneca Valley, 9 for Canon-Mac. Pretty similar in the second period, 16 for Seneca Valley and 9 for Canon-Mac. So shots right now, 34 for Seneca Valley, 18 for Canon-Mac. I thought Canon-Mac kept it a little bit more even there as far as shots in that second period than what it reflects there, but still pretty impressive play by Seneca Valley here.
Yeah, they improved a little bit. I think in an effort to play fast, which is what everyone wants to do, Canon-McMillan was playing fast with their legs, but they were leaving the zone. They were not supporting the passers. And my preference is to, if I can't have the puck play fast, meaning move it, and then support, trailers and things. And Canon-McMillan was just getting caught a little, particularly D, allowing too many odd man rushes. We mentioned it during the broadcast. So I think they tightened that a little bit in the second period. Just were not able to break through Logan Johnson, who, as we mentioned a few times and discussed, he's looked good for Seneca Valley in goal. Not very big, very calm goalie, very efficient in his movement, and he is out in a good area on top of the crease, preventing any goals. So when you got a goalie doing that, you got to impede his vision, and you got to hammer home at the rebounds, and Canon-Mac's not doing either of those.
I think sometimes when teams want to play fast, sometimes it leads to a lot of shots, but I've seen teams put up a lot of shots, but not a lot of good shots, not a lot of quality shots. I thought in that first period, Canon-Mac had quality looks. They had a lot of shots, but they had quality looks. Second period, Seneca Valley had a lot of shots. They had good looks, and they were able to score on 3 of them. The second period I thought was a little bit different. I thought they kept the play going pretty well, but they didn't get the quality looks maybe that they had in that first period. And that's somewhat of a testament to Canon-Mac and how they've played so far, but just not quite able to get to their game. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we will bring you the third period here from the Ice-O-Plex at Southpointe. The score after 2 periods in the books, it is Seneca Valley 3, Canon-McMillan 1. You're listening to PIHL Hockey right here only on the MSA Sports Network.
Ask what drives me. It's the respect I have for my opponents, the trust I have in my teammates, a coach who treats me with dignity, and a university that has faith in me on and off the field. That's what keeps me focused, why I practice harder, play my heart out. I play to win. I play for Carlo. Tell us your story using #WhatDrivesYou. Carlo University, a proud sponsor of the MSA Sports Network.
The team at UPMC Sports Medicine doesn't just rebuild wrists and knees. They build better athletes. Athletes at every level who want to get stronger and faster and prevent injuries. Fact is, no other sports medicine program in the region is more experienced when it comes to treating, training, and inspiring athletes. UPMC, the official healthcare provider of the Penguins, Steelers, and you. Find out more at upmcsportsmedicine.com.
Hey, you, the one who's so busy. You're gonna really like this. Dollar Bank's new no overdraft checking account. Did you hear me? Checking with no overdraft fees, ever. And if that's not enough, how about we'll give you $200 with your no overdraft checking account? That's right, $200, and you'll never be charged an overdraft fee. And that means no worries. You'll also get free access to over 55,000 ATMs, our app that includes mobile deposit and real-time alerts. There's only one place you can get this account, Dollar Bank. Sounds like a great new account for busy people like you. And when you open no overdraft checking before October 15th, you can earn $200. Yes, $200. So get going. Stop by, call 1-800-242-BANK or visit dollar.bank/200 today. Dollar Bank, mutually inspired. $200 offer for new customers only. Certain requirements apply in the first year. Call for details. 0.00% annual percentage yield. Subject to change without notice. Dollar Bank, member FDIC.
All right, back to action here in period number 3 from the Ice-O-Plex at Southpointe. As Canon-Mac and Seneca Valley are through 2 periods. Canon-Mac the rush early, and then Seneca Valley answering right there, but neither team able to hit the net. Good-looking shot from the goal line by Draper, who has a goal tonight. Ryan Shields, the only person with 2 points. He has a goal and an assist. Robert Shields and Tyler Draper, the other goal scorers for Seneca Valley. Zach Broski and Andrew Chisano both have assists as well. Canon-Mac, goal by Brett Morgan, assists Nathaniel Crum. Here's a play in front, turning around, getting a good shot off. was Lipnicki. Boy, great looking chance there. He had the goaltender and Crognali off his mark just a bit, got him down on the belly, but couldn't quite sneak it in. This puck played high in the air out towards center ice. We mentioned the standings a little bit. Right now, Peters Township off to a 2-0 start. They typically do get off to really good starts. Rick Tingle's group from Peters Township. North Allegheny 2-0 as well, the defending runner-up. There's a play. They tried to center one in the slot as right there was Stewart, but the pass went just wide of him. Now it's back behind the cage. And comes to the near side boards. Battle for it there is cleared out towards center ice. Skating hard after it is White. Braden White got hammered on the near side. Took a big hit, was able to fend it off, and then the puck came out as a turning shot by Sarasheen went wide. Behind the net it goes. White left it out. Sarasheen a shot. That one just wide. Might have caught the bar.
I think it did. I think it caught the intersection of the post and the crossbar.
You had a slightly better angle than I did, I think, on that. Coming up ahead is Livornia. Livornia, goal and an assist so far this season. Canon-Mac, early in the year, penalties have been an issue for them. They, coming into today, had taken 20 minutes worth of penalties.
Nice job today, only taking 2.
Yep, the average is out to about 5 a game they have taken so far, 5 penalties a game. 5 minors, I should say. Here's Orovitz with it. Jumping into the rush, the defenseman. Nice. Good move as he gets into the attacking zone. Then tried to center one, but it's cut off nicely by Ian Fox.
Nice touch pass by Christian Stewart on that rush.
There's Stewart now with it behind the net. Tried to feed one to the side of the cage. Johnson all over it. He smothers it and holds on for a stoppage in play. We were talking when we were during the commercial break. It seems so odd to have hockey back this early. We've kind of been in football mode at the network,
yes.
But hockey, it comes quickly, and it's the longest
and
season.
And it stays for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, it is the longest high school sports season that is played competitively throughout the state. Of course, not sanctioned by the PIAA or the WPIHL. It's the PIHL.
And there's really one reason for that, and that is the lack of available ice time.
Yeah. Petrillo lost control, now coming back with it, stepping ahead. This is Watkiss. Watkiss let go a backhand shot as it skips through the goal mouth. And over to the far side, now a turnover, back with it, good shot on, redirected away as Tyler Murphy let that one go from the right circle. Battle for it, puck still free, then it's turned back over. Here's Murphy. Murphy walks into the slot and a good glove on it by Crognali.
Good positioning there by Crognali out on his crease. Made the glove save. Needed to get that one maybe on the stick side. See if he could move it a little bit over there. But good pressure. Came off the boards and let go a good shot.
After Peters and NA both at 2-0. Cathedral Prep at 1-1. 1-1-1, excuse me. They have 3 points. Win, a loss, and a tie to their credit. Stepping back is Lipnicki here. Lipnicki down the near side boards with a lot of speed. Goes to the net, centered, it comes free. Rebound attempted, and a good save. Sliding across was Crognali. And a good backhand attempt right in front of him off the loose puck.
It seems that the standings I printed today at 9:18 didn't have that tie for Prep.
Yeah, that I just checked before we got underway here. Seneca Valley after Prep at 1-0-1, or 1-0-0. Excuse me. Canon-Mac 1-1-0. Central Catholic, same thing for them. A win and a loss. There's Glenn Daniel. He'll back it out of his own zone, and it skates free to mid-ice. Watkiss has it. Watkiss tried to go around, Broski tried to go around a man, but then lost control of it. McClellan on the far side of the ring. A lot of speed as he takes it behind the cage, but lost control. Good steal, good puck on, good stick on puck there by Preston Watkiss. Seen him make a couple of nice plays tonight.
Yeah, it was 1-on-3 with McClellan. He had no help there, so Seneca could be they could force the issue defensively. Right idea, just a little too hard right there.
Sent back up the far side and will go for icing.
Yeah, Broski had the right idea. You just have to lay down a little more, with a little less pace, to use the soccer term, so he can skate into it. That drives you nuts as a coach. You see that, it's the right decision. You know you can create something off it, but he hits it too hard. Now you got to take a defensive zone face off.
You were asking about a game potentially later as this one goes off the end boards and came right back out for Raymond Sylvester, who then steered it wide. Puck turned over, Livornia trying to get on it, then came out up top. Letting it go was Petrillo, and then it's stolen away. Coming down the left side. Good shot on by Garvin. That one patted aside. There are no other varsity games tonight with the exception of a D2 game. So maybe just someone here scouting for a prep.
Someone made the long drive to scout for the Ramblers. I saw a couple of Jackets. Or their former players that are coming for like men's league or something.
Could be. So collisions behind the net. Puck came free, shot on. It's blocked with a skate aside. Now Stewart trying to win it. White comes in. Been really impressed with Braden White so far. 2 goals already this year. In their first game, the win over Armstrong. Rabel, left point, shot on. White right in front of the net, tried to redirect and centered it up top, looking for Sarah Sheen. Sticked out of there, but not cleared all the way. Rabel keeps it alive. Seneca Valley putting the pressure on. Now finally they'll dump it out of the zone. It'll go back down into Seneca Valley's end. William Diamond skated back with it. A couple of guys lost an edge for the Big Macs. And Chisano takes it ahead, drops it off to Rabel. Rabel turning shot, sticked aside by Crignali. Now to the left point, but it got past the man, and now Morgan takes control. Morgan one-on-one, walks it into the right circle, all the way to the net, shot on, save made. Johnson got to it, kept himself large in the net. Now here's a shot by Hess from the right point, glove down. That one was going to go wide, but Johnson is able to control it anyways.
Good speed there by Brett Morgan coming through the neutral zone. He caught the defenseman, not able to pivot with him well. The only thing was he was the right shot on the right side, so it limited his angle. He took the shot, tried to beat him up over the glove. The only other option would have maybe tried to turn it over, go back in far side, but a great rush there by Morgan.
Yeah, I think one thing, Kevin, for this Canon-Mac program, as this is played all the way back down, icing waved off as Hess will chase back for it. This program needs some consistency behind the bench. They have now gone on to their fourth coach in 5 years. Yuri Krivakija, who is here for a while, moved on, and then after that, it's been somewhat of a revolving door as far as the coach goes. Most recently, it was Joe Rodella.
Right. Took over very late last year.
Yeah, and only was here for just last season. Before that, 2 years from Terry Virtue, and now Nick Godfrey stepping in.
Virtue left to manage a rink up in Worcester, Mass. I'm not sure what happened to Joe Riddell. I haven't seen him. He works in a building where I did, or at least he was last year. We used to chat about the team.
Yeah, it's been just a bit of a revolving door here for Canon-Mac, as I mentioned. Here's Stewart. Stewart trying to take it in, got to the left circle and then was knocked off of him. But you look at other AAA teams, and there's a good bit of consistency. Of course, Bethel Park with Jim McVeigh. Mort's been there forever, it seems.
Well, that's how you win. You find a good coach, and you don't meddle.
Yep. This puck dumped back down behind the cage. North Allegheny with Coach Bagnato there. Livornia on the steal, brings it into the right circle. Good shot on, and holding it up in the armpit is Logan Johnson. Smartly walks it to the side of the net so it doesn't trickle in by him. But Logan Johnson, very, very impressive so far.
Well, right there, right 2-on-1 odd-man rush coming down the right side is the right shot. If you can't beat him cleanly there, you have to shoot far side because that pad will generate a rebound right in front. And Logan was able to glove it and prevent that rebound.
7:53 as the faceoff comes from the right circle. 7:53 left in this one. It is 3-1. All the goals scored in period number 1. Here's Sylvester. Seneca Valley with this 2-goal lead, trying to protect here for the final 7.5 minutes. White behind the cage will backhand it up around the curved boards. And back out to Rotella, then he lost control. Garvin steals it. Maybe a 2-on-1 here. Garvin with a lot of speed. It ends up becoming a 2-on-3. Garvin took a big hit.
Spacing was bad.
Vornia laid a check into him. Man falls down for Seneca on the far side. And it's back down behind the net.
You know Seneca's lobbying on the bench to try to get a power play opportunity.
Now down the left side. Yeah, so far, just 2 power plays, both in Canon-Mac's favor, but neither resulted in a goal. And really, you look at that, they capitalize in those chances. We're talking about an even game.
Yeah, they didn't really threaten.
No.
To have a good, it wasn't like he made a great save to keep him off that.
Play at the side of the net here. A nice save made by Crignali on the doorstep as Ryan Shields looked for his 2nd goal of the night. Still they have it. Comes back in front and putting the glove down is Crignali.
6:14 remaining, 3rd period. 3-1. The Raiders lead the Big Macs, and the pace has slowed slightly here in the 3rd. And Canon-McMillan has had a couple of streaks down the right wing, but they cannot solve Logan Johnson, who is looking very smooth in net tonight for the Raiders. The Raiders won the St. Margaret's tournament, and the scouting report given to me by their coach beforehand is pretty accurate. They're small, they're quick, not physical, but they skate.
Glenn Daniel coming down the middle on a center drive, and it was sticked away. Good looking setup there by Rip. That was number 92, Josh Rip. Now play off the side of the net on the far side. Still alive, Rip with it. Near side of the net, he tried to sneak one in. Now he still has it behind the cage. Skating well, Josh Rip. Haven't called his name much tonight, but a good shift for him. Here's Hess. Hess lines one up, and a good save made again. Square to it, Logan Johnson.
Yeah, whoever, if anyone works with the goalies for Seneca Valley, has got to be really pleased with Logan Johnson today. He's looked solid in goal. Canon-McMillan is going to have to start pushing taking chances here. 5:36 remaining. Earlier in the game they had the D up, and it was sort of blown up in their face there as that shot goes on. Another good save by Logan. Going to be a little more structured and organized with their activation of the D. Try to create some even more odd man rushes. They're getting the 2-on-1s, but they just got to capitalize. And they got to drive the net.
Canon-Mac being outshot after 2 periods by 16, 34-18.
Just not a good breakout there. You're not going to go through the whole team like that.
Now puck turned over. Here's Livornia. Tried to go around a man, but a good play keeping himself square by William Diamond. It's the 2nd really good play he's made defensively in his own zone.
Yeah, they're making plays by positioning and taking away time and space. It's not physical defensive plays. It's just solid defensive plays, and this is going to be the first power play opportunity for the Raiders.
And not a good time to take it. 4:44 to go in this game.
12:16 on the time of the penalty. I think we're going to get possibly a trip. Yes, that's the call to Livornia.
So Vince Livornia. And now, if you're Canon-Mac, you have to be hoping for a shorthanded goal, really, to get back into this thing. Otherwise, you're talking 2.5 minutes and needing 2 goals.
Yeah, priority one, don't let them score to really ice this game. And two, look for your opportunities to sneak behind a D when you can. Maybe there's a JV game here.
Could be. Could be the folks from Cathedral Prep making the long trip down. In fact, there is. There's a JV game between Cathedral Prep and Peters later.
That's a rough late-night drive there for the Ramblers.
For a JV game at that. This one launched back down, puck cleared as Johnson will step out and play it.
Like right there, Josh, would have been a good time for McClellan or Clendaniel to take off when Orovitz had the puck, easily is going to clear it. That's the time to use your speed and try to get down there and prevent Johnson from handling that puck.
Under a minute to go on the power play, the penalty to Livornia. Now stepping free with it is McClellan down the near side, and good diving play to take him out was corner. Teammates appreciate that one. Lipnicki with control, gets around a man to the net, and it goes in. Oh, Lipnicki gets a cupcake there. That one underneath the pads of Crognali. He didn't get the pad down, and Lipnicki, credit him. He made the move to get around a man, but didn't put a good shot on. However, it was able to sneak in as and a power play goal probably puts this one away. 3:16 to play. 13:44 the time of the goal.
Yeah, Lipnicki came down the left wing with a lot of speed as a right shot. And he easily beat the defenseman there, the right defenseman. And he had a bad angle, but he had an angle, and he kind of slid it, as you mentioned. He didn't get a lot of mustard on it, so to speak, and it just found the space between the pads, didn't squeeze the pillows there, and it's the fourth goal.
It is an unassisted goal. Lipnicki on the steal, then walked it down around the man. Now Canon-Mac really going to need something in a hurry, but it's a 2-on-1 back the other way. Here's Lipnicki again into the left circle, shot on. That one sticked aside. Remember, Anthony Crognali was a late addition to start here tonight. It was supposed to be Nico Pedro, according to Nick Godfrey, who up until about 10 minutes before game time told us that Pedro would be starting.
I thought that is what he said. I'm a little older now, Josh, and sometimes forget, but I think it's what he told you also.
It's definitely what he told me. This one gloved down by Johnson.
So that is a bit of a mystery to us, but nevertheless, Seneca Valley leads 4-1. You mentioned earlier how they've yet to win the Penguin Cup, Josh, but I think, Coach Rega was talking about how young they are. This is a very skilled young team, and they're small, but they'll grow. Most of them are going to grow, into their bodies as they become juniors and seniors. Yeah. And, this could be the start this season of something bigger for the Raiders in the future. Not to say they're not a contender this year, because we don't know that. It's too early. We haven't seen everyone, but they're certainly a skilled team. They're not going to be a physical team, but they're going to play team defense and team offense. And if this is indicative of how Johnson is in goal, he's going to give him a chance to win every night.
Yeah, and they also have Dylan Sloat as well, who was a part-time starter last year. He went 7-3 with a .245 goals against and a .912 save percentage. So they have a guy that they can really rely on.
Sure.
In Sloat, and a guy that they can really rely on in Johnson. So
something happens to either one of them, they have the other guy there.
Right, and who knows? Maybe Anthony Rako plays the rotation. Again, I expect him to see Sloat here tonight, but he went with Johnson, not really knowing anything about Johnson, but he has more than held his own here tonight. Sloat down on the bench. You can see the top of his head just peeking out there in the camera. As we are at 90 seconds to play here at the Ice-O-Plex. Watkis brings it ahead just offside.
Thought Raven was able to keep that leg on the blue paint, but the official said no, so offside there. 1:22 remaining in the third period. If they win, that'll push Seneca Valley to 2-0, just like Peters Township and North Allegheny early in this 2016-17 season.
Puck drop in the red dot just outside of the Canon-Mac zone. 1:20 to go. And puck free. Boy, misplayed there by Crugnali. And it comes loose. Skating ahead is Livornia trying to get to it. Looked to go around a man, but corner last-ditch effort was able to knock him off the puck. Then he backhanded one, lost his glove for it, and gets hammered into the boards by Livornia from behind.
Dangerous hit, and a hand with no glove down around the puck where the skates are. That's never a good idea.
Yep. They will blow this one dead with 50.8 to go on the clock as we start to look ahead to the post-game show with our MSA 3 stars of the night. I certainly have a couple of in mind so far.
I have two with to think about a third one.
Yep.
2 Raiders in mind.
Puck drops behind the cage. This is Fox. Fox will circle it around to the far side.
Nice
That's
breakout.
Broski, one-touch pass up ahead. And this is Lipnicki. Lipnicki, 2-on-2, works it towards the net. Rebound, they score. Lipnicki set it up, and on the doorstep, Seneca Valley is able to get their 5th goal of the night, putting it home. Is 97. That is Tyler Draper, his 2nd goal of the night. And just as we started talking about the MSA 3 stars of the game, Tyler Draper certainly just threw his hat into the mix.
We have another entrant to consider. But that was all done by the defensive zone face-off breakout by Seneca Valley. Canon-McMillan just a step behind each pass. The D took the hit to make the play. The winger took the hit to make the play to create the 2-on-1. Shot, puck laid in the crease for a rebound. They went to the net, tapped home, an easy one.
So Lipnicki gets the assist. There should be a second assist.
Yeah, that's
there,
just
right?
the officials being slightly lazy because that winger over there should have gotten an assist. It went center, D to D to wing.
It was Broski, was it not?
I just can't remember who it was.
I thought it was Broski that.
But he did a nice job taking a hit and indirectly passing it off the boards to allow them to get the rush. And the officials just forgot about that. So it was an excellent team goal. That would, if I was coaching Seneca Valley, that would be my favorite goal of the night because we executed in every person touching the puck there.
That will do it. The final horn sounds. 5-1 the final score here tonight as Seneca Valley celebrates a 2-0 record here in PIHL play this season. The Canon-Mac suffers their 2nd loss of the year. They're now 1-2. We will take a break. When we come back, we'll get you the final numbers and the MSA 3 stars of the game as well. That's after this break right here on the MSA Sports Network. Again, the final score, Seneca Valley 5, Canon-Mac 1.
MSA Sports to click on every day this fall.
On Mondays, we have the latest MSA Sports Top 10 football rankings.
Also on Monday, we check in on the former district stars now making the grade in college with WPIAL alum Q&A.
Tuesday is a look back at the biggest and best plays from the previous Scholastic football weekend with the plays of the week.
We go big game hunting on Wednesday with a preview of the top WPIAL football contests.
I'll look into my crystal ball on Thursday with the wildly popular Chicks Picks.
A complete rundown of all the games comes your way on Friday, plus plenty of broadcasts to choose from on Friday nights.
On Saturday, we'll take a look at the top performances with Friday night highlights. Then on Sunday, a look back at the previous day's high school standouts with Saturday's Scholastic Stars.
Anytime, anywhere, always there this fall with the MSA Sports Network at msasports.net.
Log on every Wednesday night at 7 for the latest high school football news during This Week in the WPIAL here on the MSA Sports Network. Join Don Rebel and other members of the MSA Sports team as they visit with WPIAL football coaches, plus they run down the upcoming schedule and preview the weekend's top high school football games. That's This Week in the WPIAL, every Wednesday at 7 p.m. this fall, only on the MSA Sports Network.
For the most complete recap of Friday night's WPIAL football action, tune in on your way home from the game to the MSA Sports Scoreboard Show here on the MSA Sports Network. Hi, I'm Don Rebel. Join me in the MSA Sports Gang for all the scores and recaps from the top games, plus the MSA Sports Roundtable. That's the MSA Sports Scoreboard Show after the game on Friday nights on the MSA Sports Network and at msasports.net.
Some heated debate here in the post-game show as we put a bow on this one. We'll get you the scoring summary in a moment, as it is an impressive win here on the road for Seneca Valley by a 5-1 final. They did not announce, I don't believe, the final shots.
No, it's hard to get the third period shots on goal. They kind of wrap it up very quickly. That was the last hockey game I did. It was the same way, so I didn't catch them.
Let's take a look at the scoring summary, though. Kevin will bring that to you as we wrap up this 5-1 Seneca Valley win.
Okay, so starting the scoring, 44 seconds into the first period for Seneca Valley, it was 97 Tyler Draper from 14 Zachary Broski. Canon-McMillan tied it at 3:06 of the first period. Brent Morgan from Nathaniel Crum tied at 1. 7:58 into the first period, Seneca Valley takes the lead. Unassisted Ryan Shields converting a turnover by the Canon-McMillan defenseman to take the lead 2-1, and they would never relinquish that lead. Seneca Valley made it 3-1, 15:58 to go into the first period when it was Robert Shields from Ryan Shields and Andrew Chasano. That's the way the period ended, 3-1, Seneca Valley led. No scoring in the second period. Intermission, it was 3-1 Raiders over the Big Mac. Stayed that way for most of the third period until Seneca Valley scored on the power play. It was Christopher Lipnicki unassisted at 13:44, streaking down the left wing, kind of slid a softie between the pillows of the goalie. And then to cap it off on a great team breakout from a defensive zone faceoff, it was 97 Tyler Draper for his second of the game from Christopher Lipnicki, his second point. We'll kind of give an unofficial one to Broski on that winger there. He didn't get it officially, but he made
it's clearly it was an assist. They just didn't pick it up.
Yeah, so that led the final. Seneca Valley 5, Canon-McMillan 1. Did you get those third period shots on goal?
I did, yeah. Final shots, Seneca Valley 39, Canon-Mac 38. So that final period was 20-5, according to the official scores, in favor of Canon-Mac. So
that was some generous shots on goal.
Yeah,
there.
I did not think it was that lopsided in that final period, but we'll defer to the point streak and go with that. I also I'm going to give Lipnicki the third star as we look at our MSA Sports 3 stars. I think that goal that he had, even though it was kind of a cheapie misplayed by the goaltender, I thought his play to get that goal set up certainly was not. It was a nice play to get things started, and then he was able to get the goal for it. That kind of was the backbreaker, though, that goal, and we used to award a play of the game. That was a pretty important one because Canon-Mac still had some life there coming down the stretch. It was still a 2-goal game, and that all right away put it away. And then he puts an assist in on the last goal as well. By the way, Canon-Mac, they finish 0 for 2 on the power play. Seneca Valley 1 for 1 in this game. Up next for the Raiders, now 2-0 on the year. They will host Cathedral Prep next Thursday at 9 o'clock. Canon-Mac, they will host Pine Richland on Thursday at 9:20 right here at the Ice-O-Plex. Then a 14-day break for them before they travel to Bethel Park on the 27th of October. These two teams will meet again on, it's going to be probably a lot colder outside then. December 22nd, it will be a 9 o'clock start at the Barrel Complex up north, and these two will square off yet again as Canon-Mac falls to 1-2 on the year. Seneca Valley 2-0. Kevin, final thoughts as we wrap things up here at the Ice-O-Plex.
Should we go through the 3 stars? We just mentioned
the
third star.
I'm sorry. Yes.
The Management Science Associates 3 stars, as you mentioned.
My mistake.
A little early there. Christopher Lipnicki was the 3rd star. That was your choice, even though you told me to choose it. Number 2.
I over.
An end around there, made an executive decision.
Yep. That's
number 2, Logan Johnson, the goalie. And then the number 1 star and the Management Science Associates player of the game with 2 goals, the first and the last, bookending the game, Tyler Draper.
Yeah, and, honestly, now that we look at it, I didn't realize that the Canon-Mac shots were so lopsided. When you put Logan Johnson at number 2, he very well could be the number 1 star of the night.
Yeah, he was good.
He was very good. I thought he squared up very well to shots. And all of a sudden, Seneca Valley, Dylan Sloat was their guy last year, along with Alyssa Peterson, who was terrific in net. But now Logan Johnson gives them a really good 1-2 punch. We'll see how they handle the rotation and the balance of the 2 goaltenders. But maybe some questions on the other side goaltending as well. I thought Anthony Crinali did some good things at times, certainly. Made a couple of mistakes, particularly that 4th goal was one he would definitely like to have back. But they have Raymond Butka as well and Nico Pedro, who we were told was going to be starting tonight, but we never saw. He was not here. So, when they get him back, he's a AAA travel player. He's a pretty good goaltender that they have. I think Canon-Mac will be a little bit better suited here tonight. They just didn't have their best stuff really from the very beginning here.
Yeah, I wonder if that early goal rattled them slightly. It was first minute of the game, 44 seconds in, and Grignali didn't think it should have been allowed as the Seneca Valley player was lying in the crease, but his defenseman is the one that kind of pushed him there. So the final thoughts for me was it was interesting to see Seneca Valley. They're inexperienced. They got a lot of skill. It's going to be fun to watch them grow throughout the season and moving forward. I don't know how they match up with some of the other teams we've yet to see, but certainly going to be in the mix. I think Canon-McMillan just did not have a good night, and I think they're capable of better nights moving forward. And as you mentioned, when you play for 6 months, it's more the proverbial how you finish. So.
Yeah. Long season still ahead for both of these teams. They have nearly a whole schedule ahead as Seneca Valley again goes to 2-0. Canon-Mac now 1-2. That'll do it for us here from the Ice-O-Plex. For Jess Levo on camera, great work by her tonight, always appreciated, as well as Kevin Zielmanski. I'm Josh Rowntree saying good night from Southpointe. The final score, Seneca Valley 5, Canon-McMillan 1. You heard it right here and watched it right here, as always, only on the MSA Sports Network.
You have been listening to PIHL High School Hockey at MSASports.net. Sponsored in part by Progress, by First Commonwealth Bank, by UPMC Sports Medicine, by Carlow University, by Officially Sports, by Dollar Bank, by Monticello's Italian Restaurant, and by Management Science Associates. You can follow the 2016 PIHL High School Hockey season every day this winter by logging on to www.msasports.net. Your high school hockey home is the MSA Sports Network. The preceding has been a special presentation of the Management Science Associates Sports Network.